Good morning and welcome to Eye on the Community. I am your host, Yavis Ellis. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning thus far. I have a very special guest in the studio with me today. Actually, two distinguished guests here. We have Mr. Brian Ashton. He works with the Ohio State University, but is also my good colleague on the Create Columbus Commission. How are you doing this morning?
Great, Yavis. Thanks for having me.
Glad to be here. We also have Miss Ann Bischoff with Starfish Alliance. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, great. How are you doing? Good
I'm
to be here.
good. I'm so good. Thanks for coming in. Now, listen, we're talking about the Create Columbus Commission, and if you do not know what that is, I've been telling you guys about this great organization that I've had the pleasure to be a part of, and I'm going to let Brian talk about the Create Columbus Commission and its capacity with the commission. Go ahead, sir.
Thanks, Yavis. Yeah, the Create Columbus Commission is a group of young professionals who are appointed by the mayor and city council to really work as a thought leader to enhance the young professional experience in Columbus. And so we see young professionals as being essential to the vibrancy of a city, especially a growing city like Columbus. And we really look to, enhance the experience of those who are here and those who we want to attract to Columbus. And so I serve as the grants chair, and we've had the great fortune of investing over $200,000 into the community over the last 3 years. Yeah. For projects and ideas that young professionals and others in the community really have to help enhance and move the needle on that young professional experience in the city.
Yeah, that's great. That's great stuff, man. And I think it's amazing because we get so many diverse applications concerning the Grants Commission, so many great ideas, and we wish we could fund every single idea. But, our goal is to figure out which ones move the needle the most. And so we're glad to have Miss Ann Bischoff here to talk about her grant. And so, let's talk about her grant, in fact. And give us some information about Starfish Alliance and, who you guys are.
Sure thing. Yes. So Starfish Alliance, we were founded more than a decade ago to support youth in foster care. And a few years ago, we began thinking about what happens after kids age out of care. And the truth is, many of them, because they lack a strong family support at the age of 18 when they age out, they fall into all kinds of issues. They don't have mom's pocketbook to back them up. They don't have mom's basement to back them up. Yeah. So they're more susceptible to homelessness and other issues. So we thought we had a good idea. We wanted to expand our programming to support this population. And we knew first, before we could do that, we needed a pilot year. Mm-hmm. So we heard of the Create Columbus Commission grant from a friend and thought it sounded like a perfect fit, applied, and received $7,500 to get this new idea off the ground. Good. The idea connects these young people with a community leader mentor. This is someone who can guide them, help them set goals and achieve those goals. And then we also have monthly club meetings where young people are gaining skills in health and fitness. And one of the cornerstones of our programming is social enterprise training. Wow. ECDI connects young people with Business 101 training. Some of our members already owned businesses, so that helped them strengthen that. Yeah. Others did not own businesses yet, but they wanted to, and now they're beginning to do that, which is really exciting. Some never will own businesses, but it's a good skill to have, especially if you don't have mom and dad there whispering in your ear, offering guidance. Right. If you know how to run a business, you are better suited to run your own life. Yeah. So we are one of the first Kiva trustees in Columbus. The mayor last night announced that Columbus is a Kiva city. This is a programming that offers loans at zero interest for people to start small businesses. One of our graduates from last year is actually launching his business through Kiva. It's a catering business, and we're his first client. He's now catering each of our monthly meetings going forward.
That's amazing, and these are the kind of things that we love to hear about when they're talking about the Create Columbus Commission and the grants process. Yeah. I guess the question I would have for you is, what tips would you give somebody who may be thinking about taking the chance for putting an application in for the grant?
I think one thing that set us apart is we are creative problem solvers. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that is we came to the table with something that no one else was really doing. We understood social enterprise, so we incorporated that into our idea. Yeah. Young people are learning how to open, operate, run a business, but also with the mentality that we're going to be giving back to the community. And within the grant, we disclosed our new business idea, which is a partnership with Brioso Coffee. They own half of our business. The business is actually called Starfish Brioso. We were very creative. Starfish owns half. Brioso Coffee owns half. And once there are proceeds, 100% of those proceeds will come back into our programming to support foster youth. The youth are, through our programming, learning about it's Coffee 101, which could eventually lead to becoming a barista. They could be employed by the business, go on eventually learn how to manage the business, and then later on, and we have not reached this point yet, but they will have the opportunity to open their own coffee kiosk around the city somewhere else. So I think be as creative as you can. Engage the population. If you're working with a certain population, don't just come up with an idea in a vacuum. We have a team of alumni leaders who are part of our programming who vet everything we do and come up with the ideas as well.
Wow. That just blew my mind right there, man. That's an amazing, it's an amazing concept and it's an amazing idea. So, if you have a great idea, Brian, what would you suggest people do?
Absolutely. So, we are heading into our 2016 grant cycle right now. And so we have grant workshops now throughout the month of March. And those are listed on our website at createcolum.us. That's createcolum.us. And those workshops really walk through the grant process and some tips on how to apply, but then also allow for you to bounce your idea off of some members of the commission and receive some feedback. Those lead into a letter of intent, which is due April 1st. And this is a 1 to 3 page document that really, lets you vet in your idea in a couple different ways and gets it out the door. And then we take those and we narrow those down and invite grantee potential applicants back to apply. And so, we hope to limit kind of the initial hurdle to getting an application in through that letter of intent. And then we coach you through to get the grant application in after that.
Well, Ann, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. That's amazing, and I wish you much success on that.
Thank you. Create Columbus was the catalyst that got this off the ground, so we're very appreciative for that. We've gone on to gain more support in the community because you gave us the chance. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Listen, the grant process, it's starting now. We're taking workshops, doing workshops all through March, and your letter of intent has to be in by April the 1st.
April the 1st.
So go to createcolum.us.com. No, it's not .com. It's createcolum.us. That's the .com of it, the U.S.
Yeah.
createcolum.us. Createcolum.us is the site. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back with more news coming up next right here on Eye on the Community.